Hey everybody, 2C2 here, Eustace 2C2, and I want to give a shout out to my good friend Shauna the Dead, who's working the camera for me tonight. I'm really excited to bring you a review on a product here, Tac-Bar, as you can see. Now, a quick story here, was actually contacted by Tac-Bar, and they asked me if I would be interested in doing a review for them on their product. Did some research on them, they sent me some information, they were very upfront and forward with me, and after looking at it, I said sure, something that I would be interested in doing. So they actually sent me a 5-day supply of the Tac-Bars, which is a tactical ration. It is a full day's meal in one package, and I'll be sure and put a link to their website down in the comments and information section below. So they sent this to me along with a couple of their dry bags, which I'll talk about a little bit later on here. They're polyurethane dry bags that you can use for packing your stuff in, keeps them dry. You can also use them for carrying water and whatnot. So got those. So anyway, as you can see here, still sealed. So a little bit about Tac-Bar. Yeah, the seal right there. Basically, again, it is a tactical ration. It's a complete meal in a bag. Basically, it's a full day's meal in a bag. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Very compact, as you can see. Compare this to some of the other things like the dehydrated Mountain House or Wise. You're talking about a bucket quite a bit bigger than this. Of course, you may be familiar with this here. It's actually out of the package. Basic MRE, main meal, side, snacks, and whatnot. Now, the reason I have this out here is there's some stuff actually missing from this. Usually you have your condiments package, your heater. These are all in boxes, and then it's in the actual pouch itself. Much larger and much bulkier. So 5 of these, plus the other stuff that's missing for 5 days worth of meals. You have the fact that you have to break it all out, break it down, and you have to prepare it. Most of this needs to be heated. You can eat it cold, but I can tell you from experience, a lot better to eat it heated. A lot of waste packaging that you're going to have to pack out with you if you don't want to leave it behind in case you're trying to keep a low profile or whatnot for whatever reason. So, you know, comparing it to the dehydrated food, which you need a lot of water for because you have to rehydrate everything to prepare it and heat it as well. Or, again, the MREs and all the separate packaging and whatnot. Or you can go with the Tac-Bar. Now, the Tac-Bar, they've done a lot of research and a lot of work put into this product from what I've seen. As you can see here, each one of these bars, which is broken up into 3 parts, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, has about 840 calories. So it actually comes out to a little bit more than 2,500 calories that they list. It's like 2540, I believe it is. It has pretty much everything that you need. It's got protein, it's got fat, it's got sugar, it's got all your vitamins, vitamins A through Z, fiber, everything. So it's a very well balanced. The ingredients, I'll read them off to you here. And the ingredients are pure cane sugar, enriched wheat flour, vegetable shortening like corn syrup, pure honey as a sweetener, a very high quality sweetener, cornstarch, whey protein, which is a high protein source, very concentrated, oats, which adds a little fiber and is a binder, and then 2% of some other stuff. But basically, as you can tell, very simple ingredients, very down-to-earth ingredients, which I liked. It is dissolvable in water, which I'll talk about that a little bit more here later. But it exceeds Solus, Transport Canada, IMO, FAA, U.S. Coast Guard requirements for life-saving rations. So basically, it goes above and beyond the minimum requirements that they have for their rations for lifeboats and whatnot. So anyway, let's get down to the really good part here, and I'll go ahead and cut the seal off here. So we get in here, cut the seal off. I'll go ahead and leave that out because I know I'm going to need it. Comes in this ammo can, sealed, very compact, very handy. Got the rubber gasket. Come in here, you got Tac H2O. Information on how to refill this. If you use this and you want to refill it and you don't want another ammo can, gives you information on how to order refills that you can repack in here. You can see in here you got your packages. There's 5 of them. Again, one package is for a day, so you got 5 days worth of food. I'll go ahead and pull one out here, set it down here. I'll tell you, this is heavy. This stuff is very, very concentrated, very compact, and it comes with a free gift inside the ammo can, a nice belt, which you can use it as a belt, you can use it as a sling, you can use it to tie off things. There's a lot of different uses that you can make use of the belt that they give you, but it is a nice little gift as well. So basically, there it is. And let's see, I think let me see if I can find the H2O tabs, or that might have actually been them right there. I believe it is. Yeah, that's the aqua tabs. So they do give you a water treatment. Now there's some other water treatment options you can look at, life straws, whatnot. If you use these, you still will have to filter the water. You can use a bandana, t-shirt, whatever, to filter the water, take the large particles out of it, but this will actually purify the water so it's drinkable, but you would have to do the filtration separately. So you get those, and I believe it's, how many liters will it do here? Trying to remember. I think it's like 10 liters, I believe it is. It tells you here. Let's see here. Can't seem to find it there, but anyway, so there you go. And zoom in there and you can take a look. All right, so each one of the packages, comes in the heavy, the heavy Mylar packaging. It does not have the indents to pre-rip it there. Basically, they want to make sure that it doesn't open until you actually really want to open it. Excuse me, again, it is very, if you can hear that, this thing's solid. So even if you take these out, say you want to put them in your bug out bag or whatnot, they will travel well. They're not going to break up on you. They're not going to get damaged. You can throw them in your bag, even outside the case if you want to use the case for something else. Toss them in there, however many days you're going to need in your bug out bag or whatnot, and you're good to go. So basically, I'm going to try this out here. I've got my knife. If you get a chance, take a look at the video. And I'm going to use the, on this particular knife, it's got a seatbelt cutter. And I'm going to see if the seatbelt cutter will work for me to open this bag. And hey, look at that. Just slice it right open. Alright, open it up. And inside there you see. And it's not a resealable bag. I would recommend if you do throw these in your bug out bag, then you can seal it back up just by folding it over and put it back in the ammo can. It's pretty well sealed. But if you don't have it in the ammo can, I'd recommend you take a few freezer heavy Ziploc bags. Those are very handy. You could toss this in there. So I'll go ahead and pull it out here. There it is. Tac-Bar. And it's a little crumbly, but it's not really bad. You can see it's scored in 3 places here. That's so it's easy for you to break it off for your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. Again, this is a full day's meal right here in this bar. Now it's not a lot of smell to it. If I had to describe it, it'd smell almost kind of like cookie dough a little bit. And if you look at my fingers, if you can see that in the light, you see that oil on my fingers. It's a little protein, your fat, your fiber, your sugar, and everything. So it's got some oils to it, which of course helps keep it bound, keeps it from being real crumbly. So here we go. I'm going to try to break one off here. And there you see, very easy to break one of them off. I'll go ahead and set the other one here. Actually, I'll set this down here on the thing, and I'm going to go ahead and try to tuck this back in there. It does crumble a little bit, but not very bad. I know a lot of people that carry, protein bars or power bars or whatnot in their bug out bags. And, those things are pretty dry and crumbly for the most part. Some of them are chewy. They're a good option, but this is a full meal replacement where those are kind of very specific. You got protein bars or whatnot, but you don't have a complete meal. It's not a not a complete meal. Whereas this is a complete meal. Comes in a flat black bag, so very low profile, in keeping with their tactical theme, which is good. And even on the inside, the silver is kind of dulled, so you don't want a highly reflective silver there. So there's the bar. Now we're going to get down to the actual taste testing. And then I'll talk about a couple other things here. So I'm going to break off a piece for me. See if I can do it here. So there we go. Got me my piece. And I'm going to try this out. Here we go. So again, kind of got a little bit of a sweet smell to it. Kind of reminiscent of cookie dough. Actually pretty good. Got a little lemony to it, which I expected from reading on their website. I know they use lemon juice to give a little bit of a tangy flavor. They say that studies have shown that with the tart tang, kind of gets your mouth watering. It activates your saliva glands, which will help control your thirst, keep you from being thirsty. And I can say in biting into this, I could eat this without immediately needing a drink afterwards. Whereas again, with some other products, they're kind of dry and they tend to make you thirsty. Now, I would recommend a lot of water to go with this. Anytime you're eating anything that's concentrated, you want a lot of water. It does two things: fills your stomach up, mixes with the food, and helps your body break it down and fully utilize it. So, definitely want a lot of water, but you're not going to need to drink immediately after you eat this. If you need to go a while before you can take a drink, you can. So, take another bite here. And as you can see, it doesn't crumble very easy. Very clean to eat. You can taste the oats. You can tell they're in there. Great thing about this, it's water soluble. Serves two purposes. If you have someone who's injured, elderly, or infirm, you can dissolve this down to the consistency of about oatmeal, and a person can eat it. One thing that I like about that is if I was carrying these and I'm eating nothing but this for the majority of my meals for 3 days or however many days, 5 days, whatnot, you might get a little tired of eating it in the same way. Might be a little bit monotonous. People like variety. You could always, for your breakfast meal, dissolve your first bar in a little water, make it an oatmeal. If you've got some dried fruits, raisins, nuts, whatnot, you take with you in your bug out bag or your backpack or whatever you're doing, you can throw those in there, have a little bit of a variety, add some different flavors and textures so you're not as prone to get tired of it. But all in all, very good. Break off a little bit here for my cameraman and cohort, Shaun of the Dead, to try out. Actually, if you want, I'll just use the knife here. Slice off a little sliver for you. Cut's very easy, by the way. Very easy to cut. But it's very good. I'm actually impressed. I get tired of eating peanut butter, chocolate, strawberry, power bars, protein bars. That's usually what you get. This is definitely different. It's not overpowering. You're not eating like a lemon square or anything. It's kind of what I was expecting, and I'm very surprised. The tartness and the citrus is there, but it's very light. But all in all, again, it's good. 2,500 calories. Now, I bring that up because if this is going to be a survival ration or something you might throw in your tactical pack, if you're going out, backpacking, bugging out, whatnot, if you're on the move, carrying your gear, doing your thing, 2,500 calories is kind of a baseline. You're going to need more than that if you're active and you're on the move. This will help maintain and it will stretch it out, but you're probably going to need a little bit of a supplement in that case. If you're bugging in, if you're in a life raft, in a sedentary situation where you're not moving, doing a lot, then you might be able to stretch this out a little bit more. You may not need the full 2,500 calories in a day. It's just something that, you know, you want to do your research and know how to use the product to the best of its ability. 5-year shelf life, comparable with MREs, and the same as with MREs, temperature and humidity control are key to getting the full 5 years or more. Higher temperatures, if you keep it in your car or somewhere where the temperature is not as controlled, keep that in mind. It will have a shorter shelf life. It's not necessarily that it'll go bad, it'll just start to lose some of its nutritional value, so keep that in mind. But a big thank you to Tac-Bar for sending these to me to let me try them out. Thank you to Sean for helping me out with these. Again, on the dry bags that they sent as a thank you for doing the review on the product, basically what you got here is a big polyurethane sack. This is the 35-liter one. This is the biggest one they've got. And what you do with these, of course, if you're not familiar with a dry bag, is it's basically just a big plastic bag with a strap. You put your gear in the bag, it seals up at the top, and it's waterproof or very water resistant. Now, as a separate use for these, and you know that I'm all about multi-use, using things in different ways to get the most out of everything that I carry with me, you can also fill these up with water. They're good water carriers. It's 35 liters of water. Fill it up, take it back to base camp or whatnot, hang it. There's your water for your use later on. So just a couple of things they threw in there as a thank you. Very useful, very much appreciated. So there we go. Again, this is Eustace 2C2. I'll put information, excuse me, again, for the website. And if you have any questions or whatnot, feel free to ask. As always, appreciate the comments, thumbs up, and subscribe. Thanks again.